America is in the vestibule of civil war. If you've been looking around over the past few years and wondering why up seems down and down seems up, it's because very powerful, very influential political players want it that way. It's all on purpose as they seek to either A, demoralize the nation in their attempt to subvert and destroy America from the inside out, or B, set themselves up for military success should modern-day Minutemen ever rise up in a 1776 kind of way. A significant number of American politicians despise the Declaration of Independence, the U.S. Constitution, the Federalist Papers, and every document our founding fathers provided as a blueprint and a warning about what was to come. The leadership in both political parties is, at best, spineless and unprincipled. They are not leaders. At worst, they are the equivalent of an organized mafia that plunders the American people's coffers and fills overseas bank accounts with their spoils. Our most corrupted officials seek to demolish America as a sovereign nation, a beacon of liberty, and replace it with yet another global outpost where the world's worst can tap its resources while bringing the population to heel. International criminals masquerading as political prophets are all on the same page. They have spoken and unspoken agreements to exploit their people's wealth and resources in ways that create an unaccountable oligarchy of evil. Why were law-abiding citizens told to comply with COVID lockdowns while black-clad activists burned and looted small businesses across the country? Why were people who collectively inflicted billions of dollars in property damage claims via arson and wanton destruction just a few years ago bailed out by Hollywood actors and politicians, while literal grandmas and taxed enough already types who waltzed through the Capitol, again just a few years ago, had the book thrown at them? Why are officials in cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco and Philadelphia and New York encouraging criminals and shrugging their shoulders as throngs of drug addicts turn these once great metropolises into degenerate wastelands? Why have millions of migrants from all over the world been allowed to flood American cities with a wink and a nod and a smirk from federal officials and politicians? Why have practicing Catholics and mom and dads who question the propaganda pushed by partisan school boards been targeted by the FBI? Why have billions upon billions of American taxpayer dollars gone to a war in Ukraine that citizens struggling with inflation overwhelmingly never asked for and do not want? Why are kids not taught American history about Lexington and Concord and Yorktown and instead turned into tiny propagandists for the state? Why are Americans being sent the message that any significant but lawful protest of the federal government is unacceptable and likely to end in years of legal chaos, confinement, and financial ruin? Why have indictments been fired like rounds from a machine gun at the one man who has consistently called all of this out? The answer, again, is to both demoralize the American population and to prepare for a potential future where we, the people, scream enough and the powder keg that corrupt men built over the course of many years goes off. If you were an ideologue who hated everything America stands for, and you were afraid that one day the American people would not stand for you and would summon a Minuteman army against you and your globalist machinations, what would you do? If you were an ends justify the means man with malevolent plans for the American people, and you saw human beings as nothing more than pawns on a chessboard, then how would you plan for legitimate resistance just over the horizon? Answer: you would essentially import an international army of future pawns under the guise of compassion for the poor. You would bring in millions of young men who have no allegiance to America's founding, who could be emotionally manipulated once they arrive. Because you, the corrupt oligarch, and your sociopathic, narcissistic allies think you're smarter than everyone else and can turn any situation to your advantage. After all, your corruption has metastasized across every major institution in the nation. You already control academia, Hollywood, the justice system, and the levers of power in the nation's capital. You are shielded by the blowback of your criminal behavior by bad cops, corrupt judges, gated communities, useful idiots in the media, and bloated bank accounts filled with the washed money of a well-oiled money laundering operation. It's time for Americans to wake up and realize that they are being played by corrupt leaders in both political parties. What is happening now is bigger than the petty partisan squabbles of the past. Monstrous men walking the halls of Congress and broadcasting to you on cable news each night want us to cannibalize each other to make their job of ushering in a nightmarish post-constitutional America, yes, worse than what we have now, endgame all the more likely. Shake yourself from the ideological stupor you've been lulled into over the course of decades and realize that corrupt men in both parties are subjecting the American population to psychological warfare that will destroy everything our veterans over the course of generations paid for in blood. Wake up, America. Wake up now, because it's almost too late to save yourself from pain and tyranny that was completely predictable and avoidable.